morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to historic Crocker Field for today's 138th meeting between the visiting Leominster High School Blue Devils
joint national anthem between the marching bands of Leominster and Fitchburg in their joint venture, both shaking hands right now. Love the sportsmanship between the bands in this one. And now we're gonna rejoin our leader here, our fearless leader for the Classic, as we are about to have the coin toss. Todd, welcome back.
All right, Kate, thank you so much. Great to be back here. And of course, we mentioned our key to the game brought to you by Leominster Monument in Lunenburg. Locally owned with on-site quality craftsmanship for over 40 years at Leominster Monument. Memories are forever. Online at LeominsterMonument.com. We get set, of course, as we mentioned moments ago, for this coin toss that will be forthcoming as the bands march their ways off the field. And here comes the run out for the blue and white as they come from lower left all the way to extreme top right, all the way down by where Fitchburg's entryway is. Not exactly the best place for that run out to end, but that's all right. We will have, I promise, a football game begin in mere moments as Leominster gets ready for their action. And the Red Raiders have now begun to march their way out of the locker room, out of that historic Crocker Field clubhouse, designed by the Olmsted brothers. And you can see the team marching toward a recently installed rock, of course, part of the Fitchburg lore here, with the Rollstone Boulder and other things. The rock Mount behind us. That rock now out on the field, and it basically, in summation, Kate and Billy, and kind of roundabout way, says if you're not ready to play, turn around and go back from whence you came. If you're passing that rock and coming out onto the field for the run out, as the Red Raiders are getting ready to do now, you're ready for football action, and we're ready for a historic game here today. We welcome in those of you that are joining us on the K-Zone, AM 1280, 105.3 FM, WPKZstream.com, for those of you grabbing the radio coverage from outside of our listening range. We also welcome in our partners at Leominster TV. We say good morning to you and a happy Thanksgiving. Todd Robbins, Bill Thomas, Kate Robbins, happy to have you along with us on Leominster TV as well. For those of you that are out there and have relatives trying to get in touch from other locations and are trying to get the stream, we mentioned WPKZstream.com. Leominster TV having a small problem with their Facebook feed this morning. They are streaming the game at Leominster.tv. That's www.leominster.tv, and then just look for the live stream of the education channel. You'll be able to get the game online there. And here come the Red Raiders out of the right end zone, straight up the middle of the field and over to their home sideline directly below us as we work our way closer and closer on this Rollstone Bank and Trust countdown to kickoff. Officially 3 minutes to the top of the hour, and we have the 138th meeting of Leominster and Fitchburg, the 114th Thanksgiving Day Classic. And Bill Thomas, this coin toss, if everything goes according to plan, which we love technology, and our friends over at Fitchburg Access Television who helped us out with this, we very well may have the crew chief, longtime crew chief of this series, Bill Goslin. If he turns his mic back on, we'll be able to hear the coin toss, Bill Thomas, for the first time as well as seeing it.
So I'm being transplanted by technology. That's quite all right. I love the immediacy of it, and I hope this all works out nice.
And the conversation begins as the captains head toward midfield.
Exchange of pleasantries. You know, you're talking about the rock, Todd. You know, nice little tradition. Come by the rock. Multiple meetings. How about play solid as a rock? You know, a lot of different things you can take out of that. But once again, part of that little tradition Fitchburg is bringing back, along with the restoration of the field and just the feeling that the aura that is being recreated here at Crocker.
Crew Chief Bill Goslin has tossed the coin. Coin toss is brought to you by Woodcomb Insurance. You can call them at 978-840-8700 or find Woodcomb Insurance on the web at woodcomb.com.
Fitchburg has won the coin toss. They have deferred, talking to Leominster. Let's see, grab some low-hanging fruit. I'm going to guess Leominster is going to receive the opening kickoff, and they are, and they're going to be defending the goal to our right.
Indeed, they will be. So the meetings of the minds are over. The coin toss is over, and Leominster, as Bill Thomas just said moments ago, will defend the goal to our immediate broadcast right. They'll come right to left in the first quarter of action of this 138th meeting of Fitchburg and Leominster, the 114th Thanksgiving Day Classic. And Bill Thomas, we are ready for kickoff.
And with more than 25 years experience and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, Troy Hebert Building and Remodeling is a name you can trust for all your home construction, addition, remodeling, and damage repair needs. Find Troy Hebert online at troyhebertconstruction.com and set up your free estimate. Now, with the call of the game, the voice of the classic, Todd Robbins.
All right, Bill Thomas, thank you so much, and happy to have all of you with us. We say a happy Thanksgiving on behalf of our K-Zone and Leominster TV families to all of you that are checking in. Even if the broadcast is not available out there on Facebook today, please send us a message somewhere out there. Obviously, if you have our numbers, you can text those messages in. You can send us messages via Facebook as well as Twitter. Send us a message. We'll have those shout-outs. We love that aspect, of course, of the Thanksgiving Day Classic. As Kate termed it last year, we're having a class reunion here on the broadcast.
Always.
And that is ideally what we are aiming for as well.
Can I also send a quick happy 50th wedding anniversary today to my parents, Doug and Louise Leominster?
Absolutely, you can. I'll say a happy anniversary to them as well. As we get ready for this kickoff, Justin Comasana puts the ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our left.
Watch out for early game shenanigans. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see a surprise right out of the chute here.
Chance to get a double possession potentially for the Red Raiders. Let's see. The 138th meeting of Leominster and Fitchburg, the 114th Thanksgiving Day Classic. Comasana approaches the ball, and the ball blows down off the tee.
right in the middle of his leg swing.
I'm going to cite a movie line, because you know I love to. Major League, Bob Uecker, of course, the play-by-play announcer at that time, played by the Cleveland Indians, in real life, the Milwaukee Brewers. He says, you could tell a lot about a season by the first at-bat of the year. You could tell a lot, potentially, about this game by the first attempt at the kickoff. Here we go. Comasana's second try on the approach. Kick is away, and the 138th meeting of Leominster and Fitchburg is underway. In and out of the hands on the approach, and down the right sideline go the Blue Devils. They find their way. It's Miguel Cabrera. Cabrera finds his way down that right sideline. He's got 30, 35, go 40, then 45, now midfield, caught from behind at the Red Raider 45-yard line. Cabrera mishandled the initial fielding of the kickoff, was able to pick it up, find some room, and get a big run out to open the football game.
And I tell you, if not for the kicker, Justin Comasana, he was gone. He slowed him up just enough at midfield, allowed the pursuit to catch up to him, but that had 6 written all over if not for the kicker.
Leominster starts in Fitchburg territory.
Yeah, 1st and 10 at the Red Raider 45, going right to left. It's a pistol snap into the hands of Caden Constant. Keeps it himself. The sophomore quarterback takes it off the right of the formation, across the 45, and dragged down around the 42-yard line. Gains 3, 2nd down and 7.
Looked like the left defensive end there jumped the snap count, just timed it perfectly. Jesus Padilla in the backfield. Caden lucky to make some yardage out of that.
A 2nd down and 7 for the Blue Devils. Shotgun snap this time. Mishandled by Constant. Picks it up off the ground. Then takes it straight into the A-gap. Across the 40, 35. Still plowing forward and down at the 33-yard line of the Red Raiders. And it is enough. A gain of 9 and a 1st down.
You know, Kate and I talked about pregame how we've watched Caden Constant just mature the last 4 or 5 games. He's found his feet offensively. That is typical right there. Early in the season, he would have just fallen on that ball. He got up, ran that south right towards the end zone and picked up a 1st down.
Pistol formation this time, 2 receivers to the left. Something off with that snap as a flag is out on the play. Justice Reynolds' first carry in the backfield is blown up for a loss of about 3 on the play.
See what we have here.
Bill Goslin comes over to the near sideline.
That penalty be declined. 2nd down.
And there he was. There he was. Bill Goslin joins the broadcast with that.
It's going to be a loss of 2. It's going to be 2nd down and 12 for the Blue Devils from the Fitchburg 35-yard line.
And from 2nd down and 12 from the 35, the shotgun snap goes rolling and ends up a direct snap to Justice Reynolds. Into the backfield come the Red Raider defense, and down he goes. Gio Maroney with the lasso around the ankles takes him out at the end. Jesus Padilla was there on the play as well.
And that's 3 mishandled snaps basically in a row. And the center and the quarterback got to get some time in here. I don't know if it's a slippery ball or what, but that's not going to play out well offensively for the Blue Devils.
And that's exactly what we're going to talk about. Natural turf, natural surface for the Blue Devils. They haven't seen it for a while. They only played on a natural surface 2 times all year long.
3rd down and long, make it 3rd and 15 from the 38-yard line, going right to left. Shotgun set, 3 receivers in the formation, 2 into the boundary short. Now the motion man is Rodriguez at the snap. Mishandled again. They couldn't get the snap off, and now they rule him down. Constant is ruled back across the 40 for lost yardage to the 43-yard line, and that offensive disaster of a first drive for the Blue Devils. That one loses 5 more. It'll be 4th down and 20. Inauspicious start for the Blue and White.
Not just that play, Todd Cape, 3 negative plays in a row. Getting a look here. Yeah, he did touch his knee down when he picked it up. Good job there by LTV on the action replay. Unfortunate set of circumstances.
That drive only nets 2 positive yards for the Blue Devils.
But that was a mishandled snap once again, which led to that.
Santi Rodriguez at his own 45 to punt. Gets a good snap. Kick is away. It's a low-angled kick. It hits about the 30-yard line, takes a slow roll across the 25, and is down inside of the Fitchburg 25 at the 23-yard line.
And now, Todd, a little bit of breaking news, I believe, for the Fitchburg offense.
Indeed we do. We have been informed. Anthony Aquendo, the all-everything running back for the Red Raiders, will not play play today. He is in street clothes on the near sideline. That report came in from the Fitchburg sideline just before kickoff. Anthony Oquendo will not play today. He is in street clothes. Scratch Oquendo. You'll hear him in our recorded starters, but scratch Anthony Oquendo from this football game. That'll put the load on Devin Barasano to really carry the load for the Red Raiders, and they'll go single back on 1st down and 10 from their own 20, and it is Barasano who gets the first carry. Slips through the hands of Tossi and across the 20-yard line to the 22. He gains a couple.
You know, not only is it going to fall into Barasano, but Montgomery Graham is just going to have so much responsibility put on him now because he doesn't have that #1 running back to go to. So one less thing the Leominster defense has to worry about, and they can key on Graham. They can key on who the second and third level running backs are.
Quick thank you to Katie Kerouac out on Facebook. Happy Thanksgiving to you, and thank you for the very kind words.
2nd down and 7 to go. Shotgun set here for Graham. The snap, he faked the give to Barasano, pulled it out at the last second, and took it off the left side of the formation across the 25, into the pack. He continues to drive his legs across the 30-yard line and down at the 31. It's a gain of 8 and a Red Raider 1st down. Sheer determination from the sophomore quarterback.
Tell you, a lot of pushing and shoving there. We've seen a lot of that the last few weeks, and we've seen a mixture of whistles, quick whistles and not so quick. We'll have to see how that plays out, because that can lead to a lot of frustrations, pulling the ball out and, pile pushing and piling in. We'll have to see if the officials are going to allow that to continue.
4 minutes into this football game, Leominster's first possession, a net 0. Red Raiders with the first touch. They reset the sticks once. They've got 1st down and 10 to go at their own 31-yard line inside of right hash. Shotgun set in the snap. Barasano gets the give. Flag out on the play from the umpire, Dave Douglas. Barasano is driven back out of the pack. His forward progress seemingly was stopped. Micah Stinson and Liam Curtin on the hits for the blue and white.
You know, and a great example right there. The officials let that play continue, and all of a sudden he gets pushed out, put it on his back 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to lead to an unfortunate...
Shot block, number 63 and 74 the offense. 15-yard penalty. Replay 1st down.
And I hope that doesn't lead to an unnecessary roughness call down the line. We saw there a couple of offensive players teaming up for an illegal block. They're going to cost the Red Raiders 15 yards.
It has been a point of emphasis all 2019 long, and 2 players combine off the Fitchburg line by that report from the field from their crew chief, Bill Goslin, for those blocks below the waist. So mark it back substantially. It'll be 1st down and that much longer. All the way back, they're officially calling it 1st and 25. Back across the 20 to the 18-yard line. Left to right come the Red Raiders. That penalty pushes them back substantially left. Single back set with Barasano. Graham up under center, the snap. Gave it to Barasano, takes it off the right of the formation, into the pile, spun down on the play, gains 1, pushing and shoving at the end of the play. What else would you expect from a meeting of these 2 storied rivals?
Into the arms of Jack Philbin right there, and there was no more after that.
Well, this becomes the situation. You have to play on the edge at all times, but you have to remain composed in certain situations, because both of these teams, if they let themselves get beyond their ability to control their emotions, then the 15-yard penalties are going to add up. And with a veteran crew out there, Bill Goslin not going to put up with it. Flags will start flying. So both teams have to play on the edge, but retain some control of their emotions.
Graham in a shotgun set, single receiver tight to the right, make it 2. The snap for Graham. Graham will keep it himself, took it off the left of the formation. Saw that play a little while earlier, more pushing and shoving at the end of the play. As the play comes to an end around the 23-yard line, it's a gain of 5 for the quarterback, Graham.
Motion's running high here early in the game. Micah Stinson in there on the tackle, and a little push and shovel. Kids want to get up before the play's over, but that's what we see in this type of game, this type of rivalry on Thanksgiving, and we kind of come to expect that.
On a fantastic weather morning here at Crocker Field, a great crowd continues to roll in.
Just checking it out
here
Absolutely.
At Crocker Field, wearing both the red and gray and the blue and white. People astride the hills over toward River Street, as well as by the Circle Street entrance and more, as people continue to file in for this 138th meeting of Fitchburg and Leominster.
Big 3rd down here coming up, and a
flag is out on the play as Fitchburg had 3rd down. They took a long time there.
5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
That's 2 penalties for a total of 20 yards already early on in this one for Fitchburg's offense, and that's going to back them up substantially. What was going to be about a 3rd and 15 turns into a 3rd and 20.
And here's the snap on 3rd and 20. Graham back to pass. Sets his feet, looks out to the left and throws. Pass is caught by Devin De Leon, and he's spun out of bounds right about the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11, but still leaves a 4th down and substantially long. And now there's a flag out at the end of the play. Hall of Famer Connie Curley tried to jump in there and break up De Leon and a Blue Devil over on the sideline, and somebody picked up a personal foul.
I hope it wasn't her.
You know, once again, emotions, and I was seeing this on the first drive by Fitchburg after Leominster's drive went nowhere. Maybe it might be offsetting here. Kids couldn't get untangled quick enough.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 9 of the offense, 15-yard penalty. It'll be 4th down. That is his first UNS of the game.
His first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty of the game, and of course, to Bill Thomas would lead to a departure from the football game.
Yeah, that was De Leon, the receiver.
This, however, is something that we saw at the end of the Tantascwa game with Fitchburg. Trying to retain their emotions can get a little bit tricky, so early going here, they need to get something going. 4th and 18 back at the 23. Comasana to punt, leaps, catches it, gets the punt away. Downfield, it is fielded in the play by J.V. Rodriguez. He's gang tackled right about the 45-yard line, and down he goes.
Giovanni Maroney and Brian Rivera, Johnny on the spot there on that special teams. Risky catch there, but good job to hold on to the ball.
Eamon Durkin had a real shot at blocking that punt. He was a hair too late, and a great job by Maroney and company to get downfield and wrap up Rodriguez right away. Leominster still with good field position. 1st and 10, their own 45, middle of the field, the Red Raider 45, going right to left. 5:02 to play here in the first quarter. On 1st and 10, a shotgun set, play action fake. Constant looks over the middle, finds his tight end, Darian O'Brien, across the 30, the 25, and taken down at the 21-yard line. It's a quick strike. Leominster 1st down on a gain of 24.
You know, we've seen the Blue Devil offense run that play, gain confidence in it with O'Brien, running that seam down the hash and just a little in route. Nice job, and Constant hit him in stride.
And it'll set up a 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils at the Red Raider 22-yard line, going right to left. 2 receivers in this pistol set, the snap, and give it to Bryant Cordero. Cordero gets to the right end, cross the 20-yard line before he's tripped up at the 19. It will gain 1 and bring up a 2nd down and 9.
You know, and the field looks a little soft there, but the footing seems okay, but just not quite enough there for Cordero to make that cut. Had to dive as he was being tackled just to pick up a couple of yards there.
Chains got spun up on that one, so it's a gain of 3 for Cordero. 2nd down and 7 right now from the Fitchburg 19.
A nice catch there, Kate, and they're still trying to work out those chains over on the Leominster side of the field as we look at it. Now flags are out on the play.
False start, 60 offense, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
4:07 to play here in quarter 1, and Leominster's drive will back up on that penalty. Make it a 2nd down and 12. Ball back across the 20 to the 23-yard line.
And I think we got more combined penalty yards than we do total offense at this point in the game.
You're absolutely right, Bill Thomas.
Shotgun set, 2 receivers left into the boundary. The snap and the give for Cordero. Cordero takes it off left of the formation, across the 25 and forward to about the 22-yard line. Gain back a little of what was lost. It'll be a 3rd down and 9 to go from the Red Raider 21 for the Blue Devils.
And this is what Leominster has been plagued with. They get a nice big play, they get a pickup of 24 yards, and then their drive just completely stalls. They need to be able to continue the drive. They've had 2 phenomenal starting field positions on the Fitchburg 45. They need to take advantage of getting in the end zone when they get in the red zone.
Pistol set here, Constant the snap, fake to Cordero, and now whistles kill the play again.
Gonna be another false start.
False start, number 6 of the offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
And Leominster's drive stalling once again. And Coach Tom DiGeronimo had talked about it for the Red Raiders, avoiding penalties that were costly throughout this season that put them in a bad situation. And right now, both teams can't seem to avoid the costly penalties.
You know, we saw 3 penalties kill the Blue Devils' first drive. Same thing happening right here.
3rd down and 14 back across the 25 at the 26-yard line. A snap, play action, fake for Constant. Rolls to his right and launches downfield. And the ball is intercepted. Going into the sideline. D. Jones gets underneath it for the Red Raiders. And he's got a pick at the Fitchburg 6. It's Red Raider football.
Yeah, Constant just kind of lobbed that up there with really no intended target. That was kind of a toss and hope. Kind of act like a pretty good punt right there, though, all things considered, because it was going to bring up 4th down if that ball had fallen incomplete. A little bit of positive possibly in that turnover, but we'll have to see how that plays out.
2 offensive drives for the Blue Devils and not much to show for it. 2:57 to play here in the first quarter of the Classic. No score, Fitchburg and Leominster on this Thanksgiving morning. Red Raiders, second touch of the football, 1st down and 10, their own 6-yard line at left hash. They come left to right wearing the brick red tops, brick red helmets with the white grills and the white bottoms. Leominster broke the neutral zone there. Philbin thought he was not across the zone.
Defense, number 51, 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
All right, let's take a look at these penalties so far. Leominster with 3 penalties for a total of 15 yards early in this one. Fitchburg, 3 penalties for a total of 35 yards thus far in this one.
The Classic on the K-Zone brought to you by Tiny's Trees. Open now till December 15th, providing the area's best Christmas trees for over 55 years at John Fitch Plaza in Fitchburg. So after the penalty is enforced, make it a 1st down and 5 to go. Ball right about the 10-yard line, make it the 11. Pistol set. Here is the snap for Graham. Lead block bounces out in front of him. He takes it to the left side. Got tripped up crossing the 10-yard line. Never made it to the 15. Looks like he gained the 14-yard line. Gains 2, maybe 3. It'll leave a 2nd down and manageable.
Justice Reynolds leading the defensive charge there, getting him around the ankles. Not before a gain of about 3, brings up 3rd and short.
Right now, Leominster have been the beneficiary of difficult starting field position for Fitchburg. This drive starts on Fitchburg's own 6, and their first offensive drive started on their own 20-yard line. Conversely, Leominster's offense has been the beneficiary of starting on the Fitchburg 45-yard line in both of their offensive attempts thus far. So right now, field position favoring Leominster, but neither team able to get anything going early on here.
2nd down and 3 to go. Shotgun set, 2 backs in the backfield, 2 receivers right. Here's the snap and the give, and it's Barasano. And Barasano's off to the races. He's got some room to the middle of the field. Liam Curtin will catch him from behind, crossing midfield. There's a flag out from the back judge at the end of the play. Right now, a big gain for Barasano of 41 to the Blue Devil 45-yard line, but there is a flag out at the end of the play.
And it's probably going to be something on the tackle, obviously maybe a horse collar or a face mask. Talking about it here, we're going to get the call.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle on the defense, 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
Look at here.
Must have come right at the end of the play there, Bill Thomas.
Yeah, it's unfortunately.
And yeah, you could see it there.
And
in Federation rules, Bill Thomas, remember, not only is it a horse collar if you get inside of the collar, but if you grab the nameplate, they consider that a horse collar tackle under high school Federation rules. With the penalty, it's a gain of 56 for the Red Raiders.
And Curtin, we saw him in the process of that tackle trying to punch the ball out, which he couldn't successfully do, and then he grabbed for the shoulders to keep that from going all the way. But unfortunate turn of circumstance, gained 15 extras.
A 1st and 10 from the Blue Devil 31-yard line. Here's the snap, and the give went to the inside. Wrapped and down they went. Graham pulled it back, kept it himself. Maybe no gain on the play. Yeah, looks like a short loss as well.
He gets up a little gingerly there. He got bent over backwards at the end of that tackle and came out. Takes his play guard off his left hand. I wonder if he got twisted up a little bit in that pile, but he's showing a little discomfort there over here on the sideline.
They're going to give him this point of farthest progress, so it's going to be officially a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9 for Fitchburg from the Blue Devil 30-yard line. 2nd
down and 9 to go. Ball right up on that Leominster 30-yard line, going left to right. Straight back I formation this time. It's Newton, then Barasano. Here's the snap and the pitch back for Barasano. Takes it off the left side. He's wrapped and taken down shy of the 25 at around the 27-yard line.
Nico Martinez leading the way that time, in the middle of the Blue Devils defense.
Let's get the starting lineup for the Red Raiders. It's brought to you by Leominster Credit Union. Make your plans happen with membership at Leominster Credit Union. You're somebody.
Graham, 1, junior, quarterback.
Anthony Oquendo, number 7, sophomore, running back.
Devin Marisano, number 13, junior, fullback.
Mazias Nguyen, number 71, sophomore.
Donovan DeLeon, number 9, sophomore, wide receiver.
Brian Rivera, number 20, junior, wide receiver.
Dylan Arujo, 8, senior, tight end.
Gio Long, 72, junior, left tackle.
Peter Rivera, 53, senior, left guard.
Jaden Velasquez, 64, junior, center.
Samson Faulkner, number 73, sophomore, offensive guard.
Stone Scacchetti, number 55, senior, right tackle.
And it was a gain on the play for the Red Raiders on third down. Barisano got it back to the line and no further. And then a timeout taken on the field, stopping things here at the end of quarter number 1. The first quarter of the Classic is in the books. No score. Fitchburg and Leominster, the team change ends. The second quarter, when we come back, this is the Classic on the K-Zone. Bonus coverage for those of you joining us on Leominster TV. As we said a little while ago, happy Thanksgiving to you. So happy to have you along with us, whether you're on Comcast, Verizon, or streaming the game at Leominster.tv. We apologize for that Facebook Live scenario. We know on Thanksgiving that Facebook Live is so important. Close to 15,000 of you join us worldwide on Thanksgiving morning via Facebook Live. I know the folks back at Leominster TV continue to work on that scenario, but please let the people out of town and around the world know on the World Wide Web, Leominster.tv, and you are looking for the live stream of the Education Channel in order to get this broadcast today streaming on the internet as well. See the folks down at the truck. We say happy Thanksgiving to them as well as we continue here on a Thanksgiving morning from Crocker Field. We're going to be with it all the way to the end. Replays will be available throughout the weekend and on into next week. So please enjoy this Classic today. Teams change ends and we get set to begin quarter number 2 with the Red Raiders going from right to left on fourth down. Back to pass is Graham. Looks down toward the end zone. It's a pretty arc and a leaping play and tip made by Liam Curtin. The pass will fall. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. The pass was intended for Devin DeLeon. He had beat Curtin downfield and Curtin timed the jump right and knocked the ball away.
Well, Curtin looked like he was beat downfield, but he had inside position, and I think he knew how much room he was working with there and positioned himself perfectly.
Indeed, he did. Just 6 seconds into quarter 2, Leominster makes a defensive stop, gets the Red Raiders off the field, and they've got the football. First down and 10, their own 27-yard line, coming left to right here in quarter 2. 2 receivers right. Here's the snap, and a surprise carry there for Voshan Dixon, who sees the field for the first time in as many weeks, returning to action. So Leominster has a returning running back in Voshan Dixon. Meanwhile, the Red Raiders have a star running back out in Anthony Oquendo. If you're just joining us, Oquendo not eligible to play today. He's injured on the sideline. We believe we got no further reports other than he's in street clothes and will not be in action today.
Yeah, and it's great to see Dixon back on the field. You know, he's battling leg and ankle injuries most of the season. He's 4 or 5 weeks since he's played, fully recovered right at this point, it looks like. 2nd and 13 out of a pistol, and the give is for Dixon. And Dixon will take the carry forward to the right, and he's whipped down across the 25 at the 26-yard line. He gains a handful, but he paid for it in the process. Yeah, not a lot of yards there. And once again, the footing's a little suspect, and you know, these running backs don't have that ability to cut like we expect to see on a turf field. We saw the run by the Red Raider running back straight up the middle, and that's what you got to do. I think you just got to run into the line and hope you find an opening and then get into the second level. 3rd down and 12 to go for the Blue Devils, their own 26-yard line. They need to move the ball across their own 35 to the 38 for a first down. Shotgun set, 3 receivers, 2 short to the right. Constant hits the back foot on 3 steps, looks down the left side of the field, leaping and making the catch is Arlie Galat across midfield and down at the Red Raider 45-yard line. He battled D. Jones. He got up over top of him. He made the catch for a gain of 29. Nice pitch and catch right there. We've watched Galat use his height advantage time and time again here in the latter half of the season. Out out-leaping and timing it perfectly. And you're right, he out-leaped Jones.
An incredible slow motion replay on Leominster TV as well. Back to pass on 1st and 10 from the Red Raider 45. Flips it downfield, does Constant. He was looking to go back-to-back with Galat. He ended up overshooting him and actually put it closer to Jones, who was closer to that ball when it fell incomplete.
Yeah, and I think the offensive coordinators see something they like out there. They're going to use that height advantage whenever they can, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him utilize that play again.
The only thing I get worried about is the defensive back, D. Jones, had the one interception close to the Fitchburg end zone, so a little bit nervous because Constant has underthrown one ball already today, and D. Jones has clearly shown himself to be a prolific defensive back for Fitchburg.
2nd and 10 for the blue and white Red Raider 45-yard line. Out of the shotgun set, the snap for Constant. Constant keeps it himself, straight up the middle of the field, across the 45 into the Red Raider 40, going left to right. Gains 6, 3rd down and 4 to go. Let's meet that Leominster offense. It's brought to you by Leominster Credit Union. At Leominster Credit Union, you're somebody.
Caden Constant, number 17, sophomore.
Justice Tyler Reynolds, 26, senior, running back. Brian Cordero, number 34, senior captain, running back.
Ali Gillot, number 1, senior, wide receiver.
JV Rodriguez, number 11, junior, wide receiver.
Liam Curtin, number 5, senior, wide receiver.
Darian O'Brien, 82, senior, tight end.
Kyle Philbin, number 51, junior, O-tackle.
Savion Batalis, number 75, senior, tackle.
Anthony Tossi, number 54, senior, center.
Micah Stinson, number 52, senior, offensive guard.
Joe Conlon, number 72, senior, right tackle.
And on the 3rd down carry, it's Bryant Cordero straight up the middle of the field, across the Red Raider 40 and down at the 36-yard line at left hash. Leominster's got a 4th down and 2 to go, and they're right back on the football. Snowplow play setting up in front of Constant. Constant deep back, 3 backs in front of him. The snap and forward he goes. They plow the field across the 35-yard line and down at the Red Raider 33. It's a Leominster 1st down, and boy, does that plow clear the field.
I tell you, I love the looks of that play, and as an opposing defense, when you see that 3-man setup there, it just must create a nightmare scenario for you.
Want to say a quick hello to Melissa, Saki, Iris, and Aria in Fitchburg. Thank you for checking in with us.
And that is, of course, Kate and my hairdresser, Melissa Lenahan. It is okay.
Stylist.
And I thought the stylist, thank you. I thought the best comment was my hair sounded good. I appreciate that, Mel. Hair by Mel. Carries straight up the middle of the field. Justice Reynolds on the 1st down carry. Forward he goes to the 30-yard line and down there. And so it's a gain of about 3, 2nd down and 7. 8:04 and counting to play here in the 2nd quarter. No score. Leominster and Fitchburg, the 138th meeting of these 2 storied rivals. The 114th Thanksgiving Day Classic here on the K-Zone. 2nd down and 7 to go. The give this time, it was Reynolds again. He took it off the right of the formation. He got tripped up quickly in the backfield, down around the 30-yard line again. No gain on the play. 3rd down and 7 to go. Leominster needs to move the football across the Red Raider 25 to the 23-yard line for a 1st down from left to right.
I think they got to pull that snowplow play out when they need 5 or more.
Yeah.
They seem to get at least 5 every time they run it.
Right now, 9th play of this drive coming up for Leominster on 3rd down and 7 to go.
Galat short to the left, and the handoff on 3rd down and 7 went to Cordero, who found some room off the left of the formation, across the 25, still churning toward the 20, and down at the 19-yard line. It's a gain of 10 for Bryant Cordero, and it's a Blue Devil 1st down.
Not only still churning, but runs right out of the tackle of Maroney over there on the left side and gained about an additional 6 or 7 yards right there.
Replay, 3rd down.
Ooh, and it's coming back off a
Yeah,
hold
there was a hole there somewhere on the play.
Right near the point of tackle, it looks like. They're marking it off from the 20-yard line, which was well beyond the 1st down marker.
That's Leominster's 5th penalty of the game, with 40 yards of penalties right now for the Blue Devils, and that one does come right at the end of the tackle. It's going to make it a 3rd down and 7 from the Fitchburg 30-yard line.
It's basically a reset. Take that 10 yards that Cordero earned. to gain that first down, put the ball back at the original line of scrimmage.
You got that right.
Leominster looks toward head coach Devin Gates, sending in the signals to quarterback Caden Constant and crew. Shotgun set sets up here on 3rd down and 7 to go. Ball back around the 30-yard line. Trip receivers out to the right. Constant eludes as he drops back to pass. Now launches one downfield. Flag out on the play. Jump ball at the end zone. Darian O'Brien makes the catch for a Blue Devil touchdown. There is a flag out before the play. There's a flag out in the end zone. Crew Chief Bill Goslin will sort this one out, but at the moment, it's a Caden Constant 30-yard touchdown strike to Darian O'Brien.
Looks like Caden Constant looks happy. We're going to have to see what the call is.
Ineligible receiver downfield, number 82 of the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay 3rd down.
82 is ineligible?
How does he must not have
So he had to have been covered up. That would be the only way that you would have your tight end become ineligible, is he had to have been covered on the play. Conversations now between the officials, because there is still a flag down in the end zone that they have to deal with. Now, if that was for illegal celebration or something like that, they would have to pick this up, as clearly there was no touchdown that happened. It was nullified.
After the play, dead ball unsportsmanlike conduct, number 82 of the offense, results in a 15-yard penalty. That is his first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty of the game.
So tack another 15 on.
And from a 30-yard touchdown strike to that.
30 yards of pace. And you know, all I saw O'Brien do, and I'm not sure if he said something, but he spun the ball out of his hand like a top after the touchdown. If that's
you can get away with it in college, Bill Thomas. You can get away with it in the NFL. You can't get away with it in high school sports. It's just not how it is.
Take the fun out of it.
I know.
So that brings the Blue Devils all the way back to midfield. It's going to be a 3rd down.
And forever, like officially 3rd and 27. Leominster needs to move the football to the 23-yard line for a first down. The handoff is for Reynolds. Reynolds races to the right edge. He got midfield 45 before being taken down at the 43-yard line. Joe Conlon got mixed up with the Red Raider bench on the near sideline.
Things are starting to get testy here. We're not even at halftime yet. And
Leominster's offense is staying on the field. It's going to be a 4th down, and it looks to be about 17 yards from the Fitchburg 41.
Leominster still had all of their timeouts. I think Coach Devin Gates was going to try to see if he could draw the Red Raiders or come up with something creative, and he burned the timeout instead.
Timeout, Leominster.
And that is Leominster's first charge timeout, 6:11 to play here in the second quarter. No score, Leominster and Fitchburg, the 138th meeting of these two rivals. Let's wrap up the Fitchburg defensive starters, brought to you by Leominster Credit Union.
Peter Rivera, 53, senior, DN.
Sam Robichaud, number 6, senior, defensive tackle.
Mazias Nguyen, number 71, sophomore, D-tackle. Colin Dudek, 46, sophomore, outside linebacker.
Dylan Arujo, 8, senior, linebacker.
Jesus Padilla, number 11, junior, outside linebacker.
Gio Maroney, number 18, senior linebacker.
Latrell Bodie, number 3, senior, cornerback.
D. Jones, number 5, senior, defensive back.
Anthony Quendo, number 7, sophomore. Miguel Torres, number 25, junior, safety.
And that is the Red Raider starting lineup for their Red Raider defense. You heard Anthony Aquendo in there. Again, we've been chronicling it for those of you just joining us here on the Classic. Anthony Aquendo not playing today for the Red Raiders. He is in street clothes on the Red Raider sideline. We are told potentially injured. That is the extent of what we know. 4th down and incredibly long for the Blue Devils. 4th and 19 officially. The ball is at the 41-yard line at right hash. They need the Red Raider 23 for the first down, and they're going for it. Now whistles kill the play right at the moment of the snap. The Red Raiders call the timeout.
First charge timeout, Fitchburg.
Coach Raff is not happy. He's screaming at his defense there. He didn't like something, and Leominster was going downfield over the top, and it doesn't look like the Red Raider defense was ready for it.
Did not work. One last group of starters to get to. They're not out there right now. Leominster is still on offense, but let's get to the Blue Devil defense as well. It's brought to you by Leominster Credit Union.
Kyle
Philbin, number 51, junior, D tackle.
Mike Simpson, number 52, senior, nose guard.
Joe Conlon, number 72, senior, defensive end.
My name is Caleb Nachioni, number 67. I'm a defensive tackle.
Nico Martinez, number 44. I'm a sophomore and I play linebacker.
Jack Philbin, 33, junior, inside backer.
Anthony Tossi, number 54, senior, middle linebacker.
Darian O'Brien, 82, senior, linebacker.
Harley Gillott, number 1, senior, DB.
Liam Curran, number 5, senior, strong safety.
Caden Constant, number 17, sophomore, outside linebacker.
And here comes Leominster out of the timeout. 4th down and long. 4th and 19. They need the Red Raider 23 for the first down. Snapping from the Red Raider 41, going left to right. The snap, double move, floats downfield. He was looking for Darian O'Brien. Nowhere near him. Long and incomplete. Turnover on downs. Leominster's sideline, apoplectic, looking for a flag. They're not gonna get it. And it will be a turnover and the ball back to the Red Raiders. That drive, a net gain for Fitchburg. A Leominster 30-yard touchdown strike got taken off the board with 2 flags and 30 yards of penalties and set that drive off for the Blue Devils from great success to great agony. The ball back to the Red Raiders. Can the offense capitalize?
Yeah, and I think the reason the Blue Devils went for that is they got confidence in their defensive setup right here, and I think they're thinking they can hold the Red Raiders, so showing some confidence in their offense. I think O'Brien got some contact downfield there, which wasn't called. We'll have to see if the defense can hold up here.
And here come the Red Raiders out of that stacked 3-back eye. The pitch back, it was fumbled on the ground. Nice job there by the fullback. It was Maz Newton who picked it up on the hop. He had gotten blocked out of the play to the left. The ball went down as it went in and out of the hands of the running back, who was a first touch for Gabe Rivera. Rivera wasn't able to hold on to it, and Newton got back on top of it. And the Red Raider offense almost gave away the momentum they established defensively on the last drive.
Yeah, Rivera not ready for that pitch. Luckily, it bounced right to the fullback, right at his feet. He was able to get on it.
And here come the Red Raiders on 2nd down and 13 out of the stacked die. Give it to the second back to the hole. It was Barisano, and he is wrestled to a stop at the 41-yard line. Gained back what was lost on the previous play, bringing up a 3rd down and 10 to go for the Red Raiders from their own 41, going right to left with 5:13 to play here in the first half. No score. Fitchburg and Leominster, the 138th meeting between these two schools, the 114th Thanksgiving Day Classic here on the K-Zone.
And for Devin Barisano, that's his 6th carry for 50 yards. He's averaging 10 yards per carry right now. Fitchburg's offense accounting for only 63 yards of offense on the ground. They have 1 reception for 11 yards.
3rd and 10 from the 41 for the Red Raiders. 2-back shotgun, 2 receivers to the right as they look from right to left. The snap, the lefty, back to pass, double move, looks on the slant, it was deflected, but found its intended target in Brian Rivera at midfield. He'll be about a yard shy. The officials are pointing at the 49 saying first down. That's a generous spot. Now Bill Goslin says forward for the first down. They're not going to bring the chains in here. Leominster's defensive coaching staff apoplectic. Defensive coordinator not happy with this one is Kevin Murphy, but they reset the sticks and do not bring out the chains. Remember, no replay here. You can't check the spot. That looked like midfield for Rivera. They gave him the 49 of Leominster, and they say that's enough for a first down. Fresh set of downs for the Red Raiders. Out of the 3-back set, Graham takes the snap himself, bounces it out to the left, across midfield and down at the Blue Devil 48 after a gain of 1. Interesting turn of developments here under 4 minutes to play in the first half.
I got to tell you, that was a quick decision here by the side judge. It looked like it was well short.
Leominster freezing it, as Leominster Access Television freezing it on the replay. He did make the catch, and it does appear that he was down across midfield at about the 49-yard line, which would have put him right on the sticks. Would have liked to have seen a measurement come in to confirm it, but a good look at the replay there from Leominster TV. Nice job down there, guys.
I agree, but I think a measurement would have just helped to confirm what the officials thought they were seeing and take the pressure off the sideline of the Blue Devils over there. No avail.
Shotgun, 2 backs. Here's the snap. Graham gets a block to the left and bounces the play out to the right. Out across the 41 and down right about the 45-yard line. Excuse me, the 46 at the 45-yard line. And it'll bring up a 3rd down. 3rd down and 6 to go for the Red Raiders from the Blue Devil 45. They need to move the ball across the 40 to the Leominster 39 for a first down going right to left.
Good job by Kyle Philbin there from his defensive end position, staying with Graham. dancing his way down the line. They're trying to find a hole, but nice job there to take him down before he could gain many yards.
Conversation, now the huddle broken, and they will walk to the line. Two receivers go out to the left of the formation, two backs tighten the backfield with the quarterback, Graham. Graham gets the snap, gives to Barisano, who was the right back. They stripped him of his hand warmer, but he's still on his feet as Barisano across the 45 and down around the Leominster 42-yard line.
Nico Martinez with a handful of hand warmer, but I think it came... I'm not sure where it came from, but the Blue Devils are confiscating it.
Looked like flag football out there for a second.
I was going to say, it went flying up in the air, that's for sure.
They're not giving Barisano his hand warmer back.
Indeed, they are not.
That's
Todd,
mine.
I have to give you some credit. You said this was going to be a low-scoring affair, and with 2:03 left in the first half, we're knotted up 0-0 here in this one. So kudos to you on that pick. Remember, however, Fitchburg always been a second-half team all year long.
Indeed, they have been, and the defenses thus far have played the day, as have the penalties. On this 4th down and 3 to go, the Red Raiders need the Leominster 39. Here's the snap. Graham back to pass on 4th down. Lots of time. Looking for a place to go. Tucks and runs himself. Slips a defender. Cross the 40, then the 39, and down at the 37-yard line with a Red Raider first down. Way to keep his wits about him for the junior quarterback, Monty Graham. Split through the defense, kept the play alive, and got himself a first down.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about dancing his way through the line right there and getting into the second level. Somehow J.V. Silva was able to get him around the ankles, but not before he gained enough yards for a first down.
And with that first down carry for Graham, he's rushed the ball 7 times from the quarterback position for a total of 27 of Fitchburg's 76 yards of rushing offense thus far in this one.
Bill Goslin having a back and forth with Tom DiGeronimo. Emotions running high on all sides here as the Red Raiders have a first down and 10 to go at the 37-yard line of Leominster. Here's the snap. Barisano takes it himself off the left, carries 2 defenders with him. Jack Philbin, Justice Reynolds there across the 35 and down at the 33-yard line. And the Red Raiders will take a timeout. And the conversation continues between Tom DiGeronimo and Bill Goslin.
Contentious now.
Tom DiGeronimo, not somebody that I would say.
Timeout, Fitchburg.
Last minute to play here of the first half. Red Raiders take a timeout. No score, but Fitchburg threatening here as we head toward halftime.
Second timeout of the half taken by Fitchburg.
Yep, 1 remaining.
1 left.
Check of the time and temperature. It's brought to you by Acme Carpet One in Lunenburg, a local family-owned floor covering store doing business in the same location for over 50 years. Online at acmecarpet1.com. 41 degrees under cloudy skies with the wind chill feels like 33 at 10:42 on this Thursday, November the 28th. Happy Thanksgiving to one and all on behalf of all of us here at the K-Zone and Leominster TV. What a day we've had thus far, and an exciting conclusion on tap as we head toward halftime here at Crocker Field of the 138th meeting of Leominster and Fitchburg, the 114th Thanksgiving Day Classic. Second down and 6 to go. Shotgun set, 3 receivers out in the formation. Make it 4, 3 wide to the right. Back to pass, Graham. Drop back 7 steps. Now the hole opens up on the delay. Forward he goes, across the 30 to the 25. He's down with a Red Raider first down. Clock stopped temporarily at 52 seconds to play here in quarter 2. And now they'll reset the sticks and they'll wind the clock.
Justice Reynolds doing a good job there on that tackle, keeping the ball carrier inbounds.
With that 7-yard pickup for Monty Graham, he's got 8 carries for 34 yards and keeps this drive going.
3 receivers right as Graham snaps back to pass. Flush toward the trips. He looks, throws a wobbling pass to De Leon, who makes the catch going into the boundary, but he's out of bounds. Not able to get a foot down going into the sideline. Pass is incomplete. Clock stop 31 seconds before halftime. No score. Fitchburg and Leominster here in the Classic.
With that, go ahead, Billy.
No, I was going to say, Graham a little late there, but he did have a receiver. Unfortunately, he couldn't get him inbounds.
Thus far, Graham in the aerial attack. He's 2 of 4 in the air for a total of 21 yards passing. He's averaging 10.5 yards per pitch and catch. He's completed 50% of his passes.
And now there's a flag out with nothing going on. It was toward Leominster's sideline. It will be a sideline warning.
Leominster, that's their first of the game.
Leominster, huh?
And so Leominster picks up the sideline warning. I could see there was conversation and chewing on the wing official.
Josh Rusak, the wing official on the far side, not having anything to do with the Blue Devil coaching staff right now.
You got to manage the game, and right now, emotions running high as they always are. Second down and 10, Graham the snap out of a gun. Rolls out to his right and throws underneath. Pass caught by De Leon. Got a block from Rivera. Sprung him across the 10. Spun down shy of the 5 at the 6-yard line. Under 20 seconds to play in the half. It's a gain of 19. Leominster says there's a fumble, and they have it. So the clock is stopped with 20 seconds left. They're peeling apart bodies, and I see the arm is up. It's Blue Devil football. A fumble at the end of the play, and Leominster comes up with it. There is face-to-face conversation happening. The officials will step in to send players to neutral corners, but Leominster's got the football back 20 seconds before halftime.
Now, I'm not sure what happened at the end of that play. It looked like that was going to be a little pitch and catch and lateral. See the pile here, but a lot of bodies in there. One of the Blue Devils came up with it somehow. Big turnover here as the half runs down.
That stalls a 53-yard drive for the Red Raiders that has covered 6 minutes of clock. The drive started at their own 41-yard line. It was 11 plays long.
And for Leominster, backed up against their own goal line. 1st and 10 at their own 7, coming left to right. Give it to Bryant Cordero. Cordero engaged immediately by Gio Maroney and Colin Dudek there before being spun down on the play. Gains about a yard, maybe 2. It'll bring up 2nd down. Leominster will not have to run another play. 3 ticks left in the half, and we will head to halftime. Everybody's frustrated down on the field, but we have got another classic in the classic. 138 meetings of Leominster and Fitchburg, and we are scoreless at halftime between these two storied rivals.
I got to tell you, a great half of football played between the 20s. Unfortunately, too many flags just killed any momentum either team could build up. But you were right, and the coaches appeared to be right. They expected a low-scoring game, and can't get much lower than 0-0 at halftime.
Coach Devin Gates has pulled the entire program together, standing at the goal line before they go into the locker room. Leominster having a conversation, and now he dismisses them to the locker room for halftime here at Crocker Field. No score, Fitchburg and Leominster, 138 meetings of these two storied rivals, the 114th Thanksgiving Day Classic. Hardworking player spotlight, it is brought to you by High Country Workwear in Leominster, the store that works for you. From medical wear to chef's coats, rain gear, and more, High Country Workwear, 155 Hamilton Street in Leominster, online at highcountryworkwear.com. Bill Thomas, what stood out to you here in the first half?
Well, I got to tell you, there was a lot of defense and a lot of flags flying, but I like the aggressiveness of the Fitchburg offense and mixing it up, some unexpected success in the passing game. I'm not really sure if there was an outstanding player in the first half. I mean, it's kind of a tough, when you got a 0-0 game, where do you go with that?
Two defenses, but Bill Thomas. I say it's two defenses.
Let's give the defensive credit, exactly, to get us where we are right now. We have 24 minutes of football to settle this one, so it's really up in the air right now. I'm not going to give credit to anybody else other than the defenses.
And Bill Thomas, maybe we harken back to 2010. We might have more than 24 minutes of football left in this classic
would be nice
as well. So lots of things to come. If you're joining us on Leominster TV, you've got a performance from the Leominster High School and Fitchburg High School marching bands here at halftime. For those of you joining us here on the K-Zone, a quick break, we reset, and we're back with halftime here at the Classic. Classic on the K-Zone brought to you by Great Wolf Lodge in Fitchburg. This holiday season, gather a group and celebrate at the Great Wolf Lodge in Fitchburg. Great Wolf and Santa are throwing a big holiday luncheon Fridays in December. Contact sales at 978-516-0146 for reservation details.
for high school marching band.
Considering this is a nothing tie. Right now, Fitchburg has done a decent job in comparison to Leominster. They have nearly half the amount of penalty yardage that Leominster has in the first half. So in that respect, kind of keep doing what they're doing, but they need to get a sustained drive going. They had a pretty great drive going when they had the ball in the second quarter. They did have an 11-play drive that covered 53 yards, and their second offensive drive covered 67 yards. But each time they get into the red zone, something tends to stall that drive. So for the Red Raiders, they need to continue to convert even when they get into the red zone and make those long sustained drives stop stalling.
And we can see out at midfield, there is the two principals, Dr. Steve Dubzinski from Leominster, Dr. Jeremy Roach from Fitchburg. That, I believe, is the canned food drive results, and it appears that Fitchburg is carrying the trophy. The student councils, of course, compete with how much canned food they can raise for local food pantries. And no, they have just made the announcement here at Crocker Field. Jeremy Roach gives it to Dr. Steve Dubzinski. Leominster has won the canned food drive for 2019 and takes the canned food drive trophy home, Kate.
If we get back to with regard to the football game, the 0-0 tie, information coming in from Mark Bedanza in Leominster that not counting the 2014 playoff game, this is the first scoreless first half Thanksgiving since 1978. We have a litany of 0-0 ties at the end of the Thanksgiving Day game.
10 ties all time, historically.
Yes, the last one coming in 1959 from what it looks like. But this one can't be scoreless at the end because of the overtime rules. There's going to be a winner in this one. But the last time we had a scoreless first half in Thanksgiving was in 1978, according to local historian Mark Bedanza.
And we thank Mark so much for checking in with us. Great contribution to the broadcast as well. And this scoreless game through one half speaks to the defenses of the two schools. We've covered, of course, the challenges the offenses have faced. They've got a handful of minutes, 24 left in this second half, to solve it themselves, or they'll get to do it some more in overtime. As Kate was just saying, you cannot have a tie any longer under present rules.
I think what the coaches have probably emphasized, especially to the seniors, this could be the last competitive organized football game you participate in. So leave it all on the field here in these last 24 minutes. Both sides emphasizing team leadership by the seniors, and play like this is your last game, because it most likely will be.
Ball on the tee, 40-yard line at our right, and Santi Rodriguez is on the approach for his first kickoff of the day. He swings the right leg, and the second half is underway of the 138th meeting of Leominster and Fitchburg. Up the middle of the field, it's Barasano with the return from his own 20. Go 25, then 30, and popped at the 33-yard line and down, and that's where the Red Raiders will have the football. First down and 10, his own 33-yard line for Barasano, and the Red Raiders going left to right here in quarter number 3.
Let's see how this starting field position with first down and 10 at their own 34-yard line happens to go for the Red Raiders. The last offensive drive started at their own 41. The one before that started on the Blue Devil 27, and their first offensive drive starts on their own 20-yard line.
First and 10 from the Red Raider 34, just inside of right hash. An offset set. And here's the two receivers out to the left. Double move. Graham tries to step up and into a sack. He had nowhere to go. Eamon Durkin finished him off. It's a loss of 4 on the play, and he saw a big blue wall, did Monty Graham.
Yeah, and good coverage downfield by the defensive backs and safeties. No place for Graham to go with the ball. He ended up having to eat it. Pocket finally collapsed. And good job by the defense to stay with him.
Only going to give him a loss of 3 on that one, so it'll be second down and 13 to go from the Fitchburg Red Raiders 31-yard line.
And just inside of that right hash again. So second down and 13 from the 31 at right hash. Red Raiders going left to right here in quarter number 3. Brick red tops, white bottoms, white numerals front and back. The classic brick red helmets with the white grills. The snap and the give to Barasano. First man of the hole. Bounces off an initial hit. Keeps taking it laterally across the 30 to his left and keeps stretching it horizontally. May have leaned forward for a gain of a yard to about the 33-yard line. It'll be third down. Leominster coming out of the pile again, says they've got the football again, trying to buy that call, but official conversation, nobody has said Leominster recovered a fumble, and the signal is down with possession for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, official pointing at the ground, which indicates down by contact there.
So third down and 11 for the Red Raiders at the 33-yard line, their own at left hash, going left to right. Long time in this huddle for the red and gray. And now out of the huddle. Graham directing traffic.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, 10 seconds showing on the play clock. Red Raiders have to sprint to the line as the receivers, they might have had 12 in the huddle, and the flag is out with Bill Goslin.
Violation on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
So that'll be Fitchburg's 4th penalty now, a total of 40 yards in penalties for the red and gray.
And so that will mark them back across their own 30 to their own 28-yard line at left hash. We saw them with 12 in the huddle, and all of a sudden somebody came sprinting to the sideline. I'm like, nope, you can't do that. Third down and long, 3rd and 16 to be precise. Back to pass Graham. He's flushed, now has to move to his left. Throws downfield underneath, took what he could get with Devin DeLeon across the 40 to the 42-yard line. Gains back what was lost and then some. It'll be 4th down and about 3 to go for the Red Raiders. Their own 42-yard line going left to right.
Nice sure tackle there by Justice Reynolds after about a 10-yard gain, but
flag is out at the end of the play.
Oh my God.
It went flying into the air. The wind picked it up and carried it.
Dead ball on sportsmanlike conduct, number 52 of the defense. 15-yard penalty.
First down.
First down.
And that is completely undisciplined. Micah Stinson picks up a 15-yard flag and keeps the Red Raider drive going. Coach Devin Gates looking for an explanation, and Bill Goslin just gives him the mocking hand like he was chirping, and the flag goes flying. Coach Devin Gates now gets his 10 cents worth with Bill Goslin.
He doesn't get to say much, though. He pushes him away and tells him, go back to coaching your football team.
Blue Devils right now 8 penalties, 75 yards in penalties right now for the Blue Devils.
Not only does that keep the drive alive, it moves the Red Raiders into Leominster territory. First down and 10 for the red and gray at the Leominster 43-yard line. offset eye. Graham the snap, 2 blocks to his right. They set up in front of him. He'll take it to the right, reach toward the 40-yard line for a gain of 3, and it'll leave a 2nd down and 7 for the Red Raiders at the Leominster 40-yard line.
I tell you, you couldn't have said it any better, Todd. A fortunate turn of circumstances there, but we're talking about a senior who should know better at this point in the game, and whatever was said, whatever motion was made, apparently it didn't set too well with the official.
Ill-timed is the important point there.
You could not use a more appropriate phrase right there. Ill-timed is the best way to describe it.
You had them at 4th down and short in their own territory. Likely was going to force a punt. Your defense was going to get the offense off the field. You give up the continuation of the drive with a 15-yard penalty. 2nd and 7. The snap, give it to Barisano. He bounces off an initial hit. Now gets to the left edge, across the 40-yard line. Leominster's defense keeps moving with him, keeping the edge shut. The play moved to the 39. It will gain 2 and leave a 3rd down and about 5 to go.
I got to give the officials a little bit of credit. They didn't wait for somebody to get tackled. As soon as that pile got wrapped up and pushed around, blew the whistle. I think that they got to do that. They can't let these kids push and claw and pull and continue to jump into these piles.
There's just too much extracurricular activity going on right now out there, and the amount of penalties that have already mounted, as you said, right now, proactive officiating and active officiating right now to try to maintain a little bit of etiquette and order in this one.
It's officially going to be a 3rd down and 6 to go. Ball snapping from the 39 of Leominster. Left to right go the Red Raiders. Shotgun set this time. Defense was showing blitz, and here they come. They push Graham to his right. Wrapped it, taken down. A sack on the play. Kyle Philbin threw the lasso around Graham's waist, and down he went.
Kyle Philbin, the blitzer, found a hole right there, and also found a way to circle around to get Graham.
Bill Goslin went diving into the Leominster defense to push them back. Both coaches are coming out from the sideline, pointing at what they believe is ill behavior on both sides. The sack leads to a loss of 4. It'll be 4th down and 10 for the Red Raiders.
The defense does their job again. Punt team coming on the field on 4th down for Fitchburg.
For anybody who thought there was no more bad blood between these two teams and that this matchup doesn't mean anything, just take a look at the penalties and take a look at how hard these officials are having to work to maintain order.
4th down and 10. Comasana stands at his own 45 to receive the punt. He got the snap, got the punt away. Downfield it goes. It's fielded by J.V. Rodriguez inexplicably, and he takes a huge hit. The 6-yard line will be the spot. He got driven back toward the goal line, but it will be at the Leominster 6-yard line as the point of farthest progress. It was a good snap to Comasana. He kept it low. It hit. It got a nice roll, and then Rodriguez decided to field it with 2 Red Raider gunners within arm's reach.
You know, you kind of wonder there, and we've seen some ill-timed decisions, but that ball had the makings of bouncing down to the 1. I'm going to give him a little bit of credit there for at least helping the offense to have a little bit of room to work with.
Indeed they will. 6:27 to play here in the 3rd quarter. And now a flag out from the back judge. Has 40 seconds already gone by?
That was a quick clock.
Perhaps, or could be a substitution there, showing the preliminary signal there as the back judge tries to signal Bill Goslin. Here's the call.
Substitution violation on the defense. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
So Leominster will have a 1st down and 5 off of that situation.
So you can't have extra people in the defensive huddle either? Or is that
apparently
how that
not,
out?
or perhaps
I've never seen that called on the defense. It's always an offensive huddle violation.
Either way, it's a 5-yard penalty. It will be Fitchburg's 5th penalty for a total of 45 yards in penalties on the day for the Red Raiders.
Across the 10 to the Leominster 11 after the enforcement. On 1st and 5, a shotgun snap, Constant fake the give, kept it himself, took it to the open side of the field, needed one more block to get the right edge. He's stumbling, flag flies from 15 yards off the play, across the 25 toward the 30-yard line for Caden Constant. It's a great run, and I think it's all for naught. Coming back on a hold, it's a gain of 24 that's about to get whitewashed off the board.
And that official threw that flag.
Legal block in the back, number 1. 10-yard penalty, replay 1st down.
30 yards away from the play. 30 yards.
So that should bring it all the way back to the 1.
And so they will mark the ball back.
No, it's from the spot.
It's from the spot of the foul. So they'll mark the ball back. Still be a 1st down.
It's going to be a gain of 2.
Yeah, positive gain of 2 yards. So it'll be a 1st down and 3 to go for the Blue Devils, back to their own approximately 11-yard line at right hash. Leominster coming from right to left. No score. 6:05 to play here in the 3rd quarter of the Classic. Leominster needs their own 16-yard line for the first. Beauchamp Dixon gets the carry here and gets spun down in the backfield. Lost yardage back to the 5-yard line, and Leominster is back behind where they started this drive.
Pretty much back to the original line of scrimmage there. Beauchamp Dixon just not getting his legs moving in time there. And defense in the backfield, wrapped him up, turned into about a 7-yard loss.
And that'll make it a 2nd down and 10. Bill Thomas is you're right. They give him the 6-yard line. Leominster looks toward the sideline. Under 5.5 minutes to play here in the 3rd quarter of the 138th meeting of Leominster and Fitchburg. No score. Leominster on 2nd down and 10. Give it to Dixon this time. Dixon spins away from an initial hit across the 10. He took a late hit going to the ground at the 11-yard line. That play was long over and no flag out on the play. And Captain Kyle Philbin has a conversation with the wing official going, look, he got hit. He got hit at the end of the play, and there'll be no whistle that's going to come out or flag comes out on that one.
Yeah, he was on the ground, and one of the defensive backs, we're going to get a good look at it right here. Comes in really
D. Jones made a great hit, got a tackle on his own, and that's leading with the crown on the helmet as well.
Unfortunate miss right there, all the flags.
Gabe Rivera with the late hit uncalled. It brings up a 3rd down and 4 to go. Leominster needs their own 16 for the first. Play action fake, rolls out, does Constant, throw on the run. Gillott tries to come back to it, can't get it. Scrapes the ground, incomplete. Arlie Gillott was the intended receiver. He wanted that pass a little higher, and he didn't get it. It brings up a 4th down and 5 to go, Kate.
And that's the 3rd incomplete pass in a row made by Caden Constant. Right now, only 2 of 6 for 53 yards passing. So he's only completed 33% of his passes on the day thus far.
4:31 to play here in the 3rd quarter. No score. Fitchburg and Leominster here at Crocker Field. Santee Rodriguez stands back at his own goal line to receive the snap to punt the ball away. D. Jones to return. It's a little high. Fielded by Rodriguez. He sends the punt. He kicked it on the tip of the football. He almost took out the umpire, Dave Douglas, who sashayed out of the way. The ball takes a bounce across the 30-yard line, and it's touched down by Leominster in their own half of the field and giving Fitchburg fantastic field position. Red Raider football, 1st and 10 at the Leominster 36-yard line at right hash.
Somehow he found a way to get 25 yards, close to 30 yards of positive field position there out of that, but Red Raiders set up in great field position here for the 2nd drive of the 3rd quarter.
And the Leominster defense will be tested once again in the 2019 season. 1st down and 10 to go for the Red Raiders. The Leominster 36-yard line at right hash, going from left to right. Graham in a shotgun set with Barisano, 2 receivers tight to the boundary right. Snap, and Graham will keep it himself, taking it out to the left. Into the Leominster pile he goes, crossing the 35 and churning his legs forward to the 32-yard line.
Graham doing a lot of side-to-side dancing there, allowing the Blue Devil defense to fight off their blocks. Only able to gain about 3 there, but I think the Blue Devil defense will take that.
Right now, that's Graham's 12th carry for the Red Raiders, a total of 33 yards. He's only averaging 2.8 yards per carry. And Bill, I think your point is salient. Doing a lot of east to west running, not getting a lot of positive yards for the quarterback in Graham.
Somehow the officials found a way to give him 4 yards there when they finally put the ball down.
2nd down and 6 to go for the Red Raiders from the Leominster 32-yard line, middle of the field, going left to right. Barisano, the deep back behind Graham, 2 receivers open to the left. Here's the snap, play action fake. The lefty rolls to his left. Kyle Philbin slipped off the tackle. Now Graham throws it away. Did he get it by the line of scrimmage? They're pointing at a receiver in Maroney downfield, but the ball never made it past the line of scrimmage. That is intentional grounding by the National Federation rules.
Where's the flag?
And no flag is going to come out on that play.
I think the receiver in the area
doesn't matter.
Made it look like that was an honest attempt over there, but just
doesn't matter.
Ugly looking play all
That was
around.
3 yards short of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. And Coach Devin Gage chirps once again to no avail. 3:23 to play here in the 3rd quarter. A hush falls over the crowd here at Crocker Field as Fitchburg comes out on 3rd down and 6 to go. 2 receivers wide to the right. Shotgun set here for Graham. Barisano in the backfield with him. Snap, Graham has to step up in the pocket. The lefty launches downfield, looking for De Leon, reaches out his arms, tried to bring it in. He couldn't complete it. A well-timed defensive
Fields, J.C. Cora having words down there with the receiver, and the officials and the players had to get in the middle of that. It looked like DeLeon was going to go back at him. Fortunately, some players there were able to maintain some cooler heads.
Stunned crowd here at Crocker Field as they are watching what is going on in this one. No score, 3:16 to play in the third quarter.
Bringing up a big fourth down right here, and it's
4th and 6 to go for the Red Raiders.
The Red Raiders are going to keep their offense on the field.
Right now, the Red Raider offense 0 of 1 in fourth down conversion attempts on the game so far today.
And Fitchburg will continue on the field. Barisano will be in the backfield with Graham. 3 receivers out in the formation, 2 tight to the left. Single receiver wide is Latrell Bodie to the right. Graham back to pass. Leominster throws the blitz at him, and down he goes. A sack in the backfield, a third for everybody, and down goes Monty Graham. Turnover on downs, and the ball back to Leominster as the defense stands.
And Kyle Philbin just blowing up that offensive line on every play with blitzing and right through the hole there, and just no chance for Graham to set up there. Got some help. Graham tried to spin away, but turned into a nice sack and a turnover on downs.
3:11 to play in the third quarter. Still no score in the 138th meeting of Leominster and Fitchburg. The 114th Thanksgiving Day Classic. Defense continues to win the day on both sides of the football field. On 1st down and 10 for the Blue Devils. At their own 37. The snap. Justice Reynolds gets his first carry of the second half, and he has nowhere to go but down. The Fitchburg defense again closes in on him.
Right, no footing to be able to cut back. His feet come out from under him and put it on the ground right there at the point of where he tried to make that cut. Red Raiders defense ready to stop him from any further advance.
Second half action here on the K-Zone, brought to you by Fidelity Bank of Leominster. The idea that businesses do well creates a brighter today and tomorrow for everyone involved. It's a win-win-win. Now, who doesn't like that? Your Fidelity Bank, helping you get where you want to be with heart. 2nd down and 12 out of a shotgun set. The motion man was Rodriguez. He got the handoff on the end around, makes it to the left end, turning the corner, crossed the 35 and cut down shy of the 40 at the 39, pushing and shoving at the end of the play as Conlon is in there tied up with Gabe Rivera again.
Nice little play there with J.V. Rodriguez in motion, takes that handoff, but nothing there on the edge. Red Raiders doing a good job of sealing off any attempt at a sweep, and the footing is questionable. I tell you, when it comes time to cut, there's nothing there. You got to just charge right up the middle, work between your tackles.
2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. A 3rd down and 7 to go. Shotgun set for Leominster, snapping from their own 40-yard line. Rodriguez checks in motion from left to right. The snap constant back to pass. Pushed out to his left. Now tries to go back to his right. He's just running in circles, and he is sacked. Sacked in the backfield. Gio Maroney closes the door and gets in and drops him. Had a little help from Maz Newton at the end of the play as well.
Constant turnaround and actually running in the wrong direction, trying to get away from the pursuit there. The Red Raiders defense, nothing going on there. Red Raiders doing a good job of staying after.
The problem there was that our legal at the wide receiver was wide open and asking for the ball, and Constant saw him and couldn't get the ball to him because he was completely enveloped by red jerseys.
Brings up a Leominster 4th and 15, and they'll be forced to punt. Santee Rodriguez with his heels clicking the 21-yard line. Got pushed back, fielded the snap, got the punt away. High hanger, fair catch signal for. It was muffed. D. Jones came running forward, did a great job to make a play, had lost it, and he scrambled to pull it back in. It is Fitchburg football. 1st and 10 at their 44-yard line, and this classic continues tied. 1:05 to play in the third quarter. No score. Fitchburg and Leominster here on the K-Zone.
Good job by D. Jones. You know, punt was coming down. Looked like it had a chance to hit a Red Raider that didn't see where the ball was, but good job by Jones to come up and corral that, save some field position for the Red Raiders here, close to midfield.
My suggestion for those that are cooking their Thanksgiving meal, put the meal on the warmer. You're not going to want to leave your TV or your radio over the next hour plus for this football game. On 1st and 10, here's the snap. Barisano gets the 1st down carry, and he's spun down on the play. Jack Philbin got to the edge and took him down.
Yeah, and the Blue Devils defense are filling the holes with their linebackers. I don't know if you want to call it a pass blitz, run blitz, but they're blitzing. They're bringing 4, 5, and 6 on every snap, and Graham just having no chance to set up if it's a pass play, but the tailback not even able to find a hole.
And Billy, as you said, every time Monty Graham gets a snap, he's looking down the barrel at 7 defenders. Both the first and second level of Leominster's defense is penetrating the line of scrimmage, getting into the backfield, and as soon as Graham gets the handoff, he's got blue jerseys in his face right away. So if you have 7 in the box and they're all getting penetration, there's not much you can do.
The wind continues to whip here at historic Crocker Field, hard from left to right. It blew the ball right off the spot. It was rolling on the field, and now there's a flag out killing the play.
Dead ball, sideline interference on Leominster. That'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Sideline interference.
Sideline interference is the call. And there's some barking going on with the wing official and, of course, the Leominster coaching staff.
And they're pointing at their feet like, I'm on the line, you know.
There were some issues in Federation football back maybe about 5 or so years ago. They are very big on the sideline staying back off the line. We'll get to more of that in a second. 2nd down and 8 to go. Hard count. Leominster crosses the neutral zone. They're pointing at Fitchburg, but they're not going to get it.
64 offense.
That is Bill Goslin down on the field. You can hear the wind snapping up against his microphone out on the field. It gives you a sense of how much wind is out there. But it was called as procedure against the left side of the Red Raider line. Mark back the 5 yards, so it cancels out the penalties. And it makes his 2nd down and 13. Ball back to the 40-yard line, middle of the field. 3 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter.
And that's it.
It's the end of the 3rd period.
And the 3rd quarter is over. The 138th meeting of Fitchburg and Leominster, the 114th Thanksgiving Day Classic, is scoreless through 3 quarters. Don't go anywhere. The teams change ends. The all-important 4th quarter when we come back. This is the Classic on the K-Zone. Bonus coverage for those of you joining us on Leominster TV. Hasn't been a lot of time to talk to you today. A lot of endless action and not a lot of stoppages as well. We want to thank Medical Arts Hearing Instruments, the Il Camino Restaurant, and MP Crowley Company Incorporated. Thank you all so very much for supporting this great programming here on Leominster TV and this fantastic classic. Wherever you've been joining us, replays will be available throughout the afternoon, the week, the weekend, and on to come. We're going to be watching this game back, and whatever historic ending is to come for a long time to come.
There's nothing wrong with watching a nice defensive battle because you know this is going to turn on one play. Somebody's going to break something up the middle. It's going to be a long pass play. It's going to be a one-play deciding game the way this is boiling down right now.
Radio will rejoin us momentarily. You'll see the play here on Leominster TV. And right back to Crocker Field in Leominster. We start the 4th quarter. Fitchburg will go right to left. The snap, and Graham is back to pass. Leominster closing in on him. They grab a handful of his face mask, and down goes Monty Graham.
Face mask, defense, 15-yard penalty.
It's a 15-yard major face mask. They will mark it out, and then they will measure the play from there. Kate, you've got another update.
I've got another update. That's 11 penalties for the Blue Devils, 105 yards in penalties. Right now, Leominster's offense only has 92 yards of offense, 105 yards in penalties against Leominster so far.
And that's going to result in an automatic 1st down. After they mark off 15, it was going to be 13 yards to gain. Resetting the chains via penalty.
Ball across midfield, and the Red Raiders have the football. 1st and 10 at the Leominster 45. And now the wing official from the Leominster sideline blows the clock dead, and he comes running in. Although the clock continues to run here. It has been signaled to stop, and the clock continues to run. Now they stop it. 7 more seconds came off the clock. Now more. The officials are having a conversation on the field. Somebody is going to need to reset the game clock.
It's crazy. And I don't think anybody's paying attention. It's about 15, 20 seconds have ran off during the dead ball period here.
In a game that is so close and going to come down to last seconds, 20 seconds just came off the clock and nobody had anything to say about it. Unbelievable. 1st and 10 from the 45 of Leominster. Red Raiders going right to left. The snap, and Graham gets the carry. Bounces it to the outside, across the 45, then the 40. He'll step out of bounds across the 35 at what they say is the Leominster 33-yard line, and it is a Fitchburg first down on a great run for Monty Graham.
And I think the Fitchburg offensive coordinators have finally decided if Leominster's going to keep bringing that heat up the middle, they're going to have to run wide, and might see a lot more of that out of Graham, because there was once again a blitz bringing 4, 5, 6, 7 up to 7 in the box right there. Graham ran right around it.
First down and 10 to go for the Red Raiders at the Leominster 33-yard line at right hash, and the sun has come out at Crocker Field.
Crazy weather conditions today.
But the wind continues to whip left to right, right in the face of the Red Raiders as they go right to left here in the fourth quarter. The shotgun snap to Graham, keeps it himself with the blocks in front of him, across the 30 and down at the 28-yard line. There's a flag out at the end of that play.
Every play a flag, something going on. It's got to be a hold, I'm guessing, where that was thrown, but we'll see.
Holding, 54 offense, 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
And a 10-yard penalty will push the Red Raiders back. 10:53 to play here in the fourth quarter. No score. Fitchburg and Leominster, the 138th meeting of Fitchburg and Leominster, the 114th Thanksgiving Day Classic here on the K-Zone, AM 1280, 105.3 FM, WPKZstream.com.
You know, and that play happened in the backfield. That turns into a big loss right there from the point of the foul. I think it was turned into about a 15-yard loss from the prior line of scrimmage.
So Fitchburg will snap now from the Leominster 45, which is where they had the football not long ago. They'll need to achieve the Leominster 23 for a first down as they go right to left. Trips to the left of this shotgun formation. Hard roll out to the left. Throw on the run for Graham. Down the left sideline. A little push off and incomplete. Justice Reynolds was jockeying downfield with Latrell Bodie, the intended receiver.
Good job by Reynolds. He knew that ball was uncatchable. He immediately put his hands up.
And there's a Leominster injury at the end of the play, writhing down on the field back around the 47-yard line of Fitchburg. I believe that is Kyle Philbin.
Yeah, I'm looking at numbers, and I don't see a 51.
His twin brother, Jack, goes rushing right over to go and see him. Number 33 for the Blue Devils is his twin brother.
And he is down on the field. He took his helmet off on his own power here. 10:19 to play in the fourth quarter. The play is going to pan away from our camera angle, so we're not going to see what happened behind the play.
And right now, if you're the Blue Devils defense, this is probably the most important defensive player that you have out there right now. He's a captain, a junior captain for the Leominster Blue Devils, one of a number of captains, including his twin brother, Jack. And right now, Jack is literally looming over him and will not let him go.
And Tom DiGeronimo has wandered off the near sideline as well to join this conversation and be supportive as well. This scoreless classic battle between these two arch rivals, and right now, as everyone tends to Kyle Philbin, you're going to have to arrest Jack Philbin to get him away. It is a heartwarming and tragic scene all at the same time here at Crocker Field at the moment.
Yeah, he's the one player that the Leominster coaches did not shoo away from the injury, and Jack is still just holding on to his brother right now at the 47-yard line, surrounded by both Fitchburg and Leominster coaches and the training staff. But right now, Jack is helping Kyle up.
And he is on his feet. And a round of applause from both sidelines. He needs a little help to get to the sideline. John Savatelli is with him and helping him to get over to the sideline, pseudo on his own power. 10:19 to play here in the fourth quarter, and one of a number of members of the heart and soul of Leominster's defense is out of this football game for the moment. The blue and white will have to rally without what has been probably their best defensive player, and the heart and soul of the passion of that defense for the foreseeable future.
He was able to walk off under his own power, which is great to see. We don't know if we will see him back in the game, though. It looks quite shaken up.
Second and extended for the Red Raiders. From the Leominster 45 at right hash. Four receiver set. Back to pass Graham. Got some time in the pocket. Looks over the middle of the field. Defenders converge. The pass is tipped. Incomplete. J.C. Cora was there. Liam Curtin was downfield with Devin De Leon. They help each other out and give each other a little pat as well. There is sportsmanship, Bill Thomas, in this entire thing. It is a battle. It is every bit of the blood, sweat, and tears you talk about in this football game.
And who is coming back out on the field after just one play off?
Walks out.
That's right, Kyle Philbin.
Of course he does.
Prancing right back in, and he is on defense for the Blue Devils yet again.
And nothing was going to keep that kid off the football field. He sat out officially what he needed to, which was one play. And regardless, he'll put everything on the line. There's no tomorrow for these players. This is the end of the 2019 season, and you're in a 0-0 battle with 10-13 to play in the fourth quarter. Micah Stinson trying to rally the Leominster crowd over on the far sideline. Meanwhile, Fitchburg's bench turns around, tries to rally the Red Raider crowd. And now whistles kill the play, and Coach Tom DiGeronimo takes a timeout.
The wind continues to whip.
Wait, that just drowned Bill Goslin right out. But that was a timeout taken by Fitchburg, their first of the second half. Let's check our time and temperature. It's brought to you by Chapdelaine Truck Center, selling and servicing trucks commercially since 1969. Chapdelaine has the best selection of pre-owned and commercial trucks, period. Stop by Route 2A in Lunenburg or online at chaptruck.com. 41 degrees under cloudy skies with the wind chill right now. Take about 9 degrees off. 32 degrees is the feel like right now. 11:39 on a Thanksgiving Thursday. Your bird is getting closer, but the timer hasn't popped yet. So stay right here and watch or listen to this football game on the K-Zone and on our partners with Leominster TV. 10-13 to play in the fourth quarter. No score. Fitchburg and Leominster. Third down and long once again for the Red Raiders, officially clocking at 3rd and 22. They need the Leominster 23-yard line, going from right to left for a first down. The whistle to return play. Trips to the left of this shotgun formation. Barisano is the back in the backfield with Graham. The snap. Graham, the lefty, rolls out to his left. Tries to throw on the brakes. He skidded, and he was sacked. Sacked in the backfield by who else? Kyle Philbin returns to the football game and brings down Monty Graham in the backfield.
Well, you talk about a miraculous recovery, but Kyle didn't lose a step after getting injured and helped off the field, came back stronger than ever, and a huge sack there on third down, and it is 4th and forever for the Red Raiders.
And right now in this one, even with the 10th play of the drive coming up right now, this one's only netted 4 yards for the Red and Gray.
It will clock in at a 4th and 31. They'll snap from their own 46. They stand at their own 35. Does Justin Comasana to punt. Got the good snap, punt away. There was a block downfield, and Brian Rivera throws a knee into the head of Tyler Bedard, going downfield as well. The play is touched down at the 26-yard line. If you don't think this game matters to these players and this rivalry doesn't matter anymore, you've missed the entire point of this football game today.
And I don't care whether it's offense, defense, special teams, they all got a little axe to grind.
Whose offense can muster the charge to make it to the scoring area? That's the game now. The defenses have maintained control to this point. 9:20 to play in the fourth quarter and no score, Fitchburg and Leominster. Here comes the Leominster offense onto the field. 1st and 10 at their own 26, going left to right. Trips to the wide side right of the formation. Snap, give it to Bryant Cordero. He takes it left. Bounces it toward Galat, who was the lead blocker, out to the left. Cordero drives his legs to the 30-yard line. It goes for a gain of 3, maybe 4. It'll bring up 2nd down.
And I tell you, what the Blue Devils got to do right here is just put together a penalty-free drive. They've had enough positive plays without penalties that they just need to put together 6, 8, 10 plays together without having any yellow flags slow them down.
And Leominster goes with no huddle here. Shotgun snap, Constant keeps it himself. Fakes the give and then takes it straight forward, across the 30, toward the 35, now across the 35, and there's a flag out at the end of the play, just shy of a Leominster first down. Crew Chief Bill Goslin will report out the flag. Right now, it's right on that 36-yard line is the mark, which would be just shy of a Leominster first down.
It happened right at the end of the play. Curious on what was going on in the pile right there. Wait on.
Dave Douglas, the umpire, reporting out the flag to Bill Goslin.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 10 of the defense. 15-yard penalty, first down. That is his first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty of the game.
That is now 75 yards and penalties for the Red Raiders in 8 flags going on their way.
Angel Alejandro gets dinged for the unsportsmanlike call and gives Leominster major yardage. Now after the 15-yard enforcement across midfield to the Red Raider 49-yard line. And now Fitchburg's defense has given Leominster's offense a glimmer, much the way it happened in reverse in the first half. On first down and 10 to go. The shotgun snap. Cordero gets the call. Forward he goes, dragging a couple of defenders with him to the 46-yard line. It goes for a gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Sam Robichaud had him around the ankle. Somehow Cordero found a way to keep his legs moving, even though he was wrapped up, and fall forward for a gain of 2.
And Leominster right back on the ball again. Shotgun set here. Constant checks the sideline. Trips are tight into the right boundary. Cordero is the back now to the left in the backfield with Constant. One-on-one is Galat. Here's the snap. Constant keeps it himself. Middle of the field opens up. Galat missed the block downfield, and from behind popped is Caden Constant. It's a gain of 17. Jesus Padilla got back in the play and made the defensive contact with a shoulder block downfield.
And it looked like Constant had one move to make, and he was going to break to the outside, but out of nowhere, Padilla comes up to put him on the ground.
It's a Leominster first down and 10 at the Red Raider 30-yard line. Shotgun set, 3 receivers out. The give is to Cordero. Cordero got a block from Galat downfield and lots of room across the 10, then the 5, turning his legs to the end zone. It's a Brian Cordero 29-yard touchdown Blue Devils.
Woo, and that was an uninterrupted, no offensive penalty drive, which we come to expect, and I think that pep talk at halftime worked because the Blue Devils marched it right down the field on the ground.
7:27 to play in the 4th quarter. There are no flags out on the play. Leominster has a 6-0 lead in the 138th meeting of these two rivals, the 114th Thanksgiving Day Classic.
Very important extra point coming up right here, too. The wind at the back here. Blue Devils got to take advantage of this right now.
The officials having a conversation down on the field. There were no flags, so there's no conversation about the placement. They just have to put the ball down for the point after. Santee Rodriguez will attempt the first point after of this 138th meeting. Eamon Durkin does the holding. Durkin to hold for Rodriguez. Snap ball down. Rodriguez swings the right leg. The kick is up towards Circle Street, and it's over the bar. Teams coming back up the field. Officials step in between.
Pushing and shoving on.
7:27 to play in the 4th quarter. It's Leominster 7 and Fitchburg nothing. A break, and we're back with more. This is the Classic on the K-Zone. Oh my, for those of you joining us in bonus coverage here on Leominster TV, what a treat you have been served to thus far. And Leominster continuing to move and move and move, Kate, and they finally broke the deadlock.
They finally do. That was a 5-play drive covering 74 yards in 2 minutes of total play. It's capped off with a 29-yard touchdown rush by Bryant Cordero. Santee Rodriguez with the point after. It's good. It's 7-0 advantage Leominster.
Back to the 114th Thanksgiving Day Classic here on the K-Zone, celebrating 125 years for these two storied programs, 138 meetings in 125 years, and the 114th of them on Thanksgiving Day. Leominster with a 7-0 lead, 7:27 to play here in the 4th quarter. Rodriguez with the ball on the tee, a little stutter step, gets to the ball, a 1-step swing of the leg. He'll drive the Red Raiders downfield, and D. Jones watches it over his head through the back of the end zone, and Fitchburg will come out. First down and 10, their own 20-yard line, going right to left, and Bill Thomas for the Red Raiders. This is the time. They need the drive. You cannot wait and try to play field position here. You must respond. There isn't enough daylight left.
Well, and we'll have to see how they respond, Todd. You know, we've seen the running game be controlled by the Blue Devils defense, but the passing game, the blitz of the Blue Devils defense has completely taken the passing game away from the Red Raiders up to this point. See if the Red Raider offense doesn't run some rollouts. Try to get Graham free, but the Blue Devils defense have had an answer for everything offensive the Red Raiders have thrown at them.
The Red Raiders offense has just missed. They've just missed on a couple of key plays throughout the day, so they need those to connect. Play action fake, the snap throw. Graham finds De Leon on a little slant coming from his left, wrapped up and taken down at the 25-yard line. Gains 5, and it'll be a little bit more. Make it gain 6, 2nd down and 4.
And a smart play there, Todd. Todd and Kate, you know, if they're going to continue to rush the linebacker, especially outside linebacker and aggressive defensive ends there, those little slants are where the openings are going to be.
And that is De Leon's 4th reception on the day for Monty Graham, 5 of 11 in the air, total of 58 yards passing thus far. He's averaging 11.6 yards per pass and catch, 45-yard completion, 45% completion right now.
2nd down and 4, back to pass. It's Graham. He looks to his right and throws, and a little comebacker hit in the hands this time of Bryant Rivera.
Once again, nice little controlled in pattern right there, and Red Raiders have decided that running game's not working all that well. They got to treat this passing game like a running game, just get little bits and pieces here and try to put a drive together.
That's Rivera's 2nd reception of the game.
Gains 2, it brings a 3rd down and 2. Red Raiders are on right hash, right in front of the Leominster bench and cheering section, and the defense imploring the blue and white crowd to get in behind him. Meanwhile, the Red Raider bench imploring the red and gray crowd to get in the game once again. A 3rd down and 2 to go. Out of the gun, Graham the snap, keeps it himself, straight up the middle of the field. Monty Graham carries the Red Raider hopes across the 35 and down at the 38-yard line. It's a Fitchburg 1st down, and the drive continues.
And that's what the Red Raiders need, get a little momentum, but they're in the same position that the Blue Devils have been in. Penalties have killed drive after drive after drive, and we'll have to see if the Red Raiders can keep themselves under control while they have the ball.
It brings up a 1st down and 10 for the Red Raiders. The ball now out to their own 38-yard line at right hash. Graham is in the backfield with 2 backs with him. He's got a receiver to either side of this shotgun formation. Scans and back to pass. Graham sets. He was looking for that in cut for De Leon. Now he's directing traffic, and he's riffing here. He runs back into the teeth of the defense, and who's there with the bear hug sack? It's Kyle Philbin again.
Rejuvenated, I tell you, whatever they got in the water bottles over there, we'll have to give
credit to Matt Hoole over on the sideline.
I'm so excited, I couldn't think of his name. I'll have to give credit to Matty Hoole because instant rejuvenation there on Philbin, and just the Blue Devils defense is playing with such emotion right now that they're not letting the Red Raiders set up for any kind of offensive capabilities other than what's happening in the immediacy. That was not going to develop, and the Blue Devils did a good job staying in control there.
2nd down and extended for the Red Raiders, 2nd and 14. Back to pass, double move here. Graham tucks, steps toward the line, fakes the defense off, keeps it himself across the 40, 45, and out of bounds, right at the feet of Fitchburg head coach Tom DiGeronimo. And he's right about that mark for a 1st down. We've got a little bit of an angle here. Bill Goslin looks across the field, and he says that is enough for a Fitchburg 1st down. To my eye, it looked like he had it as well. He was right at reaching the ball as he got pushed into the sideline. Great effort there by Monty Graham.
Yeah, you know, a couple of ball fakes and just nowhere for Graham to go with the ball, but did a good job, you know, moving downfield that time as he kept looking for a receiver.
And on that 10-yard carry, that's the 19th rush for Monty Graham from the quarterback position right now, by far doing the most rushing for the Red Raiders.
3rd down and 10. Shotgun snap, fake the give, comes with a dart over the middle. Liam Curtin headed in and out of his hands and incomplete. De Leon was the intended receiver. The timing of the play was off just a hair, and De Leon was past the mark where Graham snapped that bullet to.
Yeah, Jack Philbin had something to do with the timing on that. He was in the backfield right at the point of snap.
Classic on the K-Zone brought to you by Lou's Custom Exhaust Repair, Fitchburg, the Great Wolf Lodge, Fitchburg, Hartman Relocation Services, Crystal Cleaners, and Tiny Trees. We thank you all so much for your support of this 114th Thanksgiving Day Classic. 2nd down and 10 to go from the Red Raider 48. The shotgun snap. The give was for Barisano. He's been quiet in the 2nd half. Barisano gets the carry off the left side, carries some defenders to midfield. It'll go for a gain of 2 and bring up a 3rd and 8 for the Red Raiders. Right from the Leominster side of midfield, they'll give them the 49. So make it a 3rd and 7. They need the Leominster 42 for the 1st down.
You know, and you made a good point there, Todd. Barisano was their #1 ball carrier in the 1st half. He's seen the very few touches here in the 2nd half.
And the excitement, of course, has been, you know, led us to not talk about in the 2nd half. Anthony Oquendo, not in this football game. He had been the all-everything back for the Red Raiders this year on offense. 3rd and 7. Back to pass Graham. Some backside pursuit. Pushes him up in the pocket, carrying the ball a little loose. He will tuck it as he dives into the Leominster defense, across the 45 and down at the 44-yard line.
A lot of dancing going on right there. Somehow the Blue Devils not able to catch up to Graham and got some positive yards out of that, but big 4th down play right here.
Right now, the Fitchburg Red Raiders are 0 of 2 on 4th down conversion attempts thus far in this game.
Coach Devin Gates down with his defensive coordinator Kevin Murphy as they look at their defense on this 4th down and 3 to go. The Red Raiders need to move the football from the Leominster 44 to the 41 and about a half. Here's the snap. Graham back to pass. Double move. He waited for the middle to open up. He got hit in the backfield. Kyle Philbin had the first hit, and Micah Stinson finished him off at around the 45-yard line. He lost a yard on the play. Turnover on downs, and the ball back to Leominster. Tough defensive situation there. Leominster makes the great stop. Fitchburg not able to keep the drive alive. 2:52 to play in the 4th quarter. 7-0 Leominster's lead, and now Fitchburg's defense needs to get the Blue Devils off the field and in a hurry.
They did, but what I saw there from the Blue Devils defense, Todd, was they had 7 in the box. They only rushed 4, and the other 3 stayed at the line of scrimmage, just waiting to see if Graham was going to react, and then they had a secondary rush. Nice job by the Blue Devils front 7. It's all about ball control right now, though, and
the officials are trying to get the down mark correct.
There we go.
It said 4th down. It is 1st down for Leominster
for a flag
at their own 45.
But Red Raiders only have 2 timeouts to work with also here as the clock winds down.
1st and 10 from the 45 at right hash. Low snap fielded by Constant. Picks him up, got a block to the left, slips through the second level of the defense. Midfield, 45, go 40, and taken down at the 38-yard line. Caden Constant with a run of 17.
And that's the way to move the chains, and right up the middle. And that's what we've talked about. Running wide has not been the Blue Devils fan today, and they got to stay between the tackles and take advantage of that positive forward motion.
2:42 to play in the 4th quarter. Leominster nursing a 7-0 lead. They'd like to add to it, in the Fitchburg defense desperately looking for any way to get them off the field. This Fitchburg defense has been incredible all season long. They need a huge stop here. 4 receivers in the formation, 3 of them are to the right. The low snap fielded by Constant, got it in the hands of Reynolds. Reynolds takes it into the pile. Forward across the 38 to the 36-yard line, and Coach Tom DiGeronimo is asking for a timeout.
Out of the second half.
So Fitchburg takes what they say is their first charged timeout of the second half. I have them for two.
Yeah,
I have that as their second as well.
It has 2, and has them have taken
so
2.
that should leave Fitchburg 1 timeout remaining. Yep. Leominster with the 3 still available here in the second half.
Now the scoreboard says Fitchburg has no timeouts.
They're working that situation out. Power player of the second half is driven by Daewoo North Superstore. Show you how easy it is to buy a quality used car in Lunenburg. Let them do it at Daewoo North Superstore. Daewoo North has fair prices, superior service, and treats customers right, leading to satisfied buyers. Shop Daewoo North's virtual showroom of used cars, trucks, and SUVs online at DaewooSuperstore.com. Daewoo North Superstore. Find the perfect car you deserve, priced to fit your budget. So many places to go with power players in this second half, but I got to imagine defense is leading the charge again.
And I got to put 51 at the front of that. He picked him up self off the bench over there after being injured and has been involved in every defensive play.
Kyle Philbin
since he got back defensively.
Of the Blue Devils. 2nd down and 10. The give is for Reynolds. Reynolds had a lot of room through the A gap. He's across the 30 to the 25 and still moving toward the 20-yard line. And down after a gain of 18 is Justice Reynolds.
And now I think you're seeing a byproduct. Of course, the holes are opening up, but the Red Raiders are trying to tackle the football instead of tackling the player, leading to additional yards gained at the end of the play. Reynolds had himself a 1st down, but let's tack on some extra yards while the Red Raiders are trying to tackle the football.
The chains were stuck and have not moved, and now they're signaled to come down the sideline. So it is a Leominster 1st down and 10 at the Red Raider 21-yard line, going left to right. Under 2 minutes to play here in the 4th quarter. Leominster with the 7-0 lead. Cordero is in the backfield with Constant at his left. 3 receivers are tight to the boundary right. Here's the snap. Give it to Cordero. He got spun around and is being dragged from behind as he continues to move across the 20 and to the 18-yard line. And Fitchburg will spend another timeout. Cordero slow to get up, and the ball came squirting out of the pile.
That is their 3rd and final timeout. Bill Gosling gets that corrected, so no timeouts left for Fitchburg here in this one.
And that's going to be a 1st down, and well, that was a 1st down run. 2 more plays. It's going to be close on the clock.
Indeed it will. What a crowd we've had on hand here all day long here at historic Crocker Field. Great applause to the fans of the red and gray and the blue and white who have been here for this fantastic football game. Another unbelievable chapter in this storied rivalry being etched and penned here by these players wearing red and gray and blue and white. Credit to them for how this game has gone today, and these fans have been treated to a dandy. And fans, your attention, we will be expecting you here each and every year. Put this on your calendars.
And none of them are getting up and leaving. I tell you, everybody's planted in their seats, and this game is far from over, but the seconds are ticking off and time is winding down on the Red Raiders here.
1:40 to play in the fourth quarter. 7-0 is Leominster's lead. Out of the timeout here. Red Raiders cannot stop the clock. They need a defensive stop to get the Leominsters off the field. Shotgun set for the blue and white. The snap. Constant fakes the give to Reynolds, kept it himself. Plunges it into the pile across the 20 to the 17-yard line.
Now we got the 40-second clock to work with. It's going to be third down. We're going to run this down to about 50 seconds in the game where they're going to have to snap it again.
And Leominster will have to snap it one more time. They've got third down and 7 to go here.
I think they're going to have to snap it 2 more times, Todd. We'll have to see how the math
50 seconds
works.
left. Yeah, I'll see where they kneel it down. They won't be able to kneel it down, obviously, on fourth down. So
they need to burn some time.
Indeed, they do. 3 receivers go wide to the left. Reynolds in the backfield with Constant. Constant claps for the football. Give it to Reynolds. This time he takes it out to the right, forward to the 15-yard line before being taken down. It's a small gain on the play. It'll bring up fourth down and about 5 to go. Under 50 seconds now remaining here in the fourth quarter. Coach Devin Gates talking to the wing official over on the far sideline. He wants to manage this clock. He'd like to see him peel off as much time as they can, burn his first time out of the second half.
Get down to 1 second or whatever would be 1 second on the play clock, and then they're going to talk about this, how they can kill the last 10.
Under 30 seconds to play here in the 114th Thanksgiving Day Classic. 10 seconds now on the play clock.
Somebody call a timeout.
And they continue to let it wind down. And now Leominster will spend the timeout. 16 seconds to play here in the fourth quarter of the 138th meeting of Fitchburg and Leominster. Leominster with a 7-0 lead, and Coach Devin Gates is 16 seconds away and a couple of snaps away from sealing his first head coaching victory in this storied rivalry.
It'll be interesting to see if they run a play here and try to burn as much time as they can. I can't imagine they would try to punt. Too many things could go wrong here.
No.
I don't see a field goal attempt. If this was possibly for the game, maybe. But this has to be some type of clock burning play, but it's going to be tough to burn 16 seconds.
The excitement down on the field is palpable for Leominster. Meanwhile, for Fitchburg, they frustrated, you can tell. This battle, it's going to be horrific that somebody has to come away and lose this football game, because it has been absolutely amazing. We've talked about it year in and year out. What you need for a great rivalry is 2 vigorous rivals in order to do it. The vigor is there in both red and gray and blue and whites.
You got the snowplow set up.
Indeed they do. The 3 backs in front of Constant. They clap. There was a neutral zone break from the Red Raiders. This may be enough for a Leominster first down and seal the football game.
Offside defense, 5-yard penalty. Result, first down.
And another flag flew at the end of the play. Referee picked it up. There was some loss of composure. Flag went flying up again. That's an unfortunate ending as Leominster celebrates their soon-to-be victory.
Dead ball and sportsmanlike conduct.
Pushing and shoving. Fighting has begun. There's been a gang tackle there. More flags are out on the play, and this one has begun to devolve. Flags and hats. Helmets are off.
We see
coaches are stepping in. The officials are having trouble getting control of this football game. They may have to end it as officials from all sides, administrators from both schools dive in. This is an unfortunate development. We don't like to see this happen. Very, very, very sad to see this at the end of what has been a fantastic battle, but it tells you how much it means to these players.
Emotions running extremely high here at the end and leading to a flag on a defensive penalty, which just ramped up the emotions on both sides. The conversations continue at midfield between the officials and the administrators, pushing and shoving out there.
Adults starting to shove as well.
Coaches.
Right now with 16 seconds left remaining in this one, it looks
Athletic directors have jumped into the play as well, Kate. And now players are coming back around.
They're not going to be able to control this. They're going to have to stop it.
The officials have jumped in between the two sides.
They're going to have to stop it.
And I believe, sadly, we won't see the last 16 ticks come off the clock.
Red Raiders
Fitchburg players are heading to the locker room. This football game is over. Credit to the Red Raiders, who have been smart enough to see that they need to go. And they are being led by some of their captains off this field. Nothing good can come out of this in the remaining 16 seconds of a football game that are not going to happen, Kate.
And unfortunately, Kate, I'm sorry, what I see is I see people not in uniform out there continuing to look over at the Blue Devil sideline like they want to have words with them.
And with the last 16 seconds now ticking off the clock in this one, this looks to be Leominster's 26th shutout victory amongst this rivalry, according to the statistics that we have. A 7-0 victory for Leominster.
End of the football game.
And the officials have waved the football game off. Bill Goslin now makes it official. They have restored order here at Crocker Field. To the locker room go the teams. Leominster is a winner today in the 138th meeting of Fitchburg and Leominster by a 7-0 score. What a battle we witnessed here today.
I'll tell you, what a battle, but an unfortunate way for such a great game to end. Emotions running high right from the opening kickoff, and you know, I'm seeing something curious right now. I'm seeing one of the Red Raiders coming out offering handshakes, and a great testament, I think, here.
The two head coaches have found each other, Bill Thomas. They embraced, they congratulated each other as well.
Some of the players coming back out too, and I mean, this is a great show by the players, I think, on their own, getting their emotions under control. And some of the players coming back out to do some congratulatory handshakes and well-wishing. And, you know, one of the players I see out there is a player that didn't play. Anthony Aquindo's out there, you know, exchanging Thanksgiving pleasantries with some of the Blue Devils coaches and players.
Indeed, they are. You see the captains down there as well that are making their out there.
I see Peter Rivera out there. I mean, the Red Raiders. Peter Rivera,
yes.
Angelo Alejandro's out there congratulating the Blue Devils staff and the players, and seeing some mingling going on right there. And nice to see, you know, some of the numbers, some of the Red Raiders coming back out and showing the respect. Unfortunate way, no handshake at the end, but Red Raiders coming out and exchange of pleasantries. Let's add Monty Graham out there too, also greeting and informal handshake line as the Blue Devils leave the field.
And credit to the Fitchburg Police Department, along with the administrations from both schools, jumping in and restoring order when things started to fall apart there with 16 seconds to play in this classic. Leominster is a winner today, 7-0. They will improve their all-time record to 68, 60, and 10 in this storied series. But as we've chronicled throughout this game, if you thought that somehow the passion was falling out of this rivalry, you thought wrong. Go back and rewatch this football game. The passions are running high. The crowds are here to support this game and these two schools, and we witnessed an amazing battle here today at Crocker Field. Let not the ending of this football game color over what has been a tremendous 48 minutes of football.
Yeah, and a testament to the fans that came out today, too. Not only what we saw in the field, but I'm going to put the crowd at about 3,000. I mean, Fitchburg sideline, end to end, around the corner, the overhang, all filled, and a great job by the Leominster fans filling their sideline, too. Just a great football game all around, but you hate to see those last 15 seconds play out that way.
The play of the day is brought to you by Viola's Fitchburg Tire and Service, a family-run business selling most major tire brands since 1964, offering their truly unique, free summer to winter tire storage online at FitchburgTire.com. Viola's Fitchburg Tire and Service, where the price we quote is the price you pay. Play of the day, Bryant Cordero's touchdown run. It made all the difference in the world. It was the only score, with the point after to follow from Santee Rodriguez for Leominster to get a 7-0 victory. The last 7-0 win for the Blue Devils, 1977 in this series. What a football game we were treated to today. That's our play of the day, brought to you by Viola's Fitchburg Tire and Service here on the K-Zone. Classic on the K-Zone brought to you by Lou's Custom Exhaust Repair Fitchburg, Great Wolf Lodge Fitchburg, Hartman Relocation Services, Crystal Cleaners, and Tiny's Trees. We thank you all so very much for your support of this classic today here on the K-Zone. For those of you joining us on Leominster TV, we thank you so very much. We want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving to you and yours, and a safe Thanksgiving week and weekend as well as you go on to your Thanksgiving celebrations. I want to thank all the great staff of Leominster TV for their support throughout this 2019 season. It's a great year on the broadcast, and it has been, and we thank them so very much for their hard work here today. Leominster is a winner, 7-0 in the 138th meeting of Leominster and Fitchburg. For those of you joining us on Leominster TV, as you head to your kitchen tables, wander on over, if you will, to your radios. Flip them on. AM 1280, 105.3 FM, WPKZstream.com. Full post-game recap coming up. We'll get you some scores from around the region as well, and we will bring you all of the details on how this one, a defensive battle, won by one score, ultimately developed. For those of you joining us on Leominster TV, for Bill and Kate, I'm Todd. Happy Thanksgiving, and until next year, so long, everybody, on Leominster TV. For those of you joining us on the radio, AM 1280, 105.3 FM, WPKZstream.com. The classic post-game extra is next. Leominster, a 7-0 winner here in the 138th meeting of Leominster and Fitchburg, and Leominster's all-time lead, now 68, 60, and 10. More to come. This is the classic on the K-Zone.